In the emergency medical services field, you learn to accept that you're going to deal with strange, sad, horrific, scary, life-changing stuff eventually. Some people get it every shift, some people may never get it. It's all very hit and miss, and the anxiety that comes with playing the what if game can grind you down. But we get paid to be prepared for the worst, to know exactly what to do in extreme situations, and to do the right thing at the right time. That's the cool part of the job. It's hard to know what to do when scary shit comes to the station though, when it has always been the other way around. On my most recent shift at work, several odd events occurred, all at our station. I'm going to list them in chronological order, times approximated, along with some other details to give you context or to clarify locations and such. February the 19th, 6:30 PM. I arrived at the ambulance station and clocked in. Our station sits across the street from the county detention centre, and it is a building of rectangular shape comprising a triple bay, with 3 sliding garage style doors where our 3 ambulances, 2 vans and 1 box are parked. The bay takes up approximately 3/4 of the building, with the final quarter being the crew kitchen, office and sleeping areas. February the 19th, 7 PM. I moved my stuff into room 3 in the crew sleeping area. There are 4 rooms, with 2 beds in each of them. We normally sleep 1 to a room, but bunk with 2 to a room if there are overlapping crews or we're overstaffed for some reason. Rooms 1, 2 and 3 are the single hallway leading from the back door to the living kitchen area. Room 4 is referred to as the dungeon, and is on the opposite side of the hallway across from room 3. It gained its nickname because a short retaining wall next to the door blocks out all ambient light from the hall. It gets dark as shit in there. February 19th, 11 PM. I caught a call for a transfer from a local hospital to a nursing home 40 minutes down the road in another town. I left the bay, hit the automatic garage door switch to close the bay door. I watched as it closed, and then headed out to the call. February 20th, 12:45 AM. I returned to the station to find bay 3 door open, even though I watched it close before leaving the lot to take the call. I backtracked 264 into the bay and shut the door. I watched it close again, and then restocked the truck and went to bed. February the 20th, 2:30 AM. I woke up from light sleep and had the distinct sensation that something was moving in the corner of the room. There is a curtain covering a permanently closed off doorway in this corner, but there was no breeze or source of airflow to move the curtain. I got the feeling that something was behind it, between it and the permanently closed door separating room 3 from room 2. I pulled my phone flashlight up and swept that end of the room. Of course, there was nothing. I put on a YouTube video and stuck my phone under my pillow and went back to sleep. February the 20th, 4:50 AM. I woke up and had to pee. I walked to the living area and noticed that the door to the ambulance bay was open. I shrugged it off because Doc is usually up around 5 AM to work out because he's a maniac. I went to the bathroom and then back to sleep. February the 20th, 7:45 AM. Got up for the day and made coffee before the other guys got up. I sat in the kitchen, making fun of each other for a few minutes before someone asked, "Where's Doc?" I went and looked in the ambulance bay and it was completely pitch black. Every light was turned off. We never turn the lights off in the bay in case someone needs to sneak out and go smoke, or if we get a late call. Now, everything was turned off, and it was pretty obvious Doc wasn't in there, lifting or on the treadmill. February 20th, 8:30 AM. Doc came out of his room, room 2, sweating. Jeff asked if he'd been watching Cops. That got a laugh out of everyone except Doc. Doc is black, but he looked about as white as he could be at that moment. Dude looked like he was either going to puke or scream, maybe both. He said he'd slept in that morning instead of working out and had been laying in his bed under the covers, just kind of enjoying it, when he suddenly couldn't move anymore. He tried to kick his covers off, but said it felt like someone was sitting on the edge of the bed, holding them down. He said he tried to call out for help, but felt the pressure on the edge of the bed transition to directly on top of him, and at that point, he couldn't speak or really even breathe. Doc is 6'2" and an army combat engineer who I've seen regularly bench 350 pounds and deadlift twice that amount. I did not mention it to him, the strange feeling I had earlier that morning in my room, right next to his. February 20th, 12 midday. I caught another transfer call going from the central part of the state, back the other way, and into a whole other state. All told, it would be like a 7-hour transfer. Fun. And my Pizza Hut had literally just gotten there too. Figures. February 20th, 8:30 PM. Got back to the station after the long call. Truck 262 was out on another call. I drove the whole trip, so I was pretty beat and went to bed early. February 21st, 3 AM. Woke up to the unmistakable sound of Randy's Mustang starting up outside. She must have been parked right on the other side of the wall from my room. I walked out in the living area to see why she was starting her car to leave early, and noticed all the lights were off. I flipped on the kitchen light and then opened the door to the ambulance bay. 262 still wasn't back, and that was Randy's rig, so she definitely hadn't started the car. February 21st, 5 AM. Still dark outside. I was sitting in the living area watching Planet Earth on the big TV because I couldn't go back to sleep, and my room still felt creepy. I heard a knock on the office door at the front of the building. I got up, poked my head through the door between crew area and the office, and looked out the front plate glass windows to see who needed in. There was nobody there. At that point, I heard one of the bay doors open, so I hopped over to the door between the crew area and the bay and flung it open. Lights were off again in the big room, and Bay 2's door was open. The only light was coming from truck 263, our busted ass backup truck, sitting in the far corner of Bay 3. Its primary light bar on the front of the box was on, and the passenger side door was open. The distance from the crew area door to the corner of Bay 3 is like 100 yards, and my eyesight is for shit, but I had the very odd feeling there was someone sitting in the cab of 263. Everyone in the station was still asleep, and in their rooms but me, and nobody else was coming in that morning for shift change. The rest of the shift passed pretty much uneventfully. We stayed busy and ran more calls, and I made it to a point to stay out of the ambulance bay, unless someone was with me. If you'd like to wager a guess or give any input on what you think all of this is, please be my guest. From the circumventive questions I've asked the guys and our manager, there's never been an accident with any of our ambulances. Nor has there ever been any employees who died at the station, or even died on duty at all in this entire company. The incident with Doc was not discussed further after that breakfast conversation, and, so far as I know, nobody else has reported anything like what I saw or experienced.